Well, let's find out why it is, if we're not saving any money, why is it that they're wanting to do this? This line right here will tell the story. This is the population of the city of Evansville in 1960. This is the population in 2010 census. It's gone down 18%. And you're saying, well, where did those people go? Well, here's the county. Went from 165 to 179. So it went up 8.5%. Here's the surrounding counties. Take a look at this green line. It went from 23,005 to 66,004. And that's Warwick County. That's New Bern. And this is what's going to continue to happen. These lines right here, if this plan gets approved, these lines right here are going to go like this. This line will continue to do this, and this line will stay flat or start to drop. Now I say that because I've studied the Indianapolis model when they went through the Unigov in Indianapolis. And over the course of 40 years, Indianapolis's Marion County population rose about 4% over 40 years. The surrounding counties around Marion County, all the way around the outside of 465 Loop, increased on an average of 25–26%. Okay? People have cars. People will move if they can afford it and they have the transportation capability. Guess what we're doing for these people? We build them a brand new highway to New Bern. We're just building a brand new highway on the west side of Evansville. It's going to go up to 64. I-164 is now in place. People will move. They'll move to avoid taxes and to improve their quality of living. Well, what to expect prior to the election? Well, from CORE, you're going to get education and facts about the plan and its consequences. You're going to get a grassroots campaign concentrating on the people. From the Yes for Unification, they have stated that they will hire a person and spend over $100,000 to try to convince people to vote for this. They'll have newspaper ads, TV ads, billboards, direct mailings, rhetoric and generalities. But look for the facts. Keep asking them. You know, like Sergeant Friday said, just the facts, ma'am. Just tell me the facts. I don't want to hear this part. I want to know what it's going to do for me. From aiming higher, Governor Daniels' Political Action Committee, he's got over $600,000 in his account. He's going to bring that money to Vanderburgh County, and he's going to start promoting this plan. If you go to aimingHigher.com and read what its charter is, one of the charters is to modernize and consolidate local government. It's in the plan. So I have no doubt that that $600,000, some of it is going to show up in Vanderburgh County. What happens if this is passed? Well, the plan's not real specific, but there'll be a transition team that will fill in the details. The transition team used to be a group of citizens who were appointed by the political people at the time to go through this transition team. That was the original plan that came from the committee. The final plan, the transition team, is made up of currently elected officials. It was changed. It was changed by the currently elected officials from a citizens group to the elected officials. Curious, why was that? More control over what that transition team is going to do. Guess what? The transition team will set that first year's taxes. You know, this is almost worse than the federal health care plan. Instead of we have to pass it to find out what's in it, we're in a situation where even if we pass it, we're not sure what's in it. Because the transition team will tell you later. People have been asking, how is this going to affect property taxes? Is the county going to pay more? The city's going to pay less? And what I did, since I own property in both the county and the city, When I took my May taxes down to pay them, I took the detail list off of those May taxes and I laid them down and I said, okay, let's take Crow Horwath, which is the person we paid $40,000 to try to explain this, and then they kind of shoved it aside. But their best case scenario, or their most likely scenario, is that the county taxes would go up 28 cents on $100 net assessed value, and the city tax rate would go down 13 cents net assessed value on $100. Well, this is my city property tax. Now, I've changed this number to make you think I really own a big house in the city of Evansville. But this number doesn't matter because this number stays the same. If you go across the line and you multiply, and don't be fooled, everybody who lives in Vanderburgh County pays county tax. One tax rate. Everybody pays the same tax rate, and it's right there, 0.6887. So you pay a county tax, a township tax, a school tax, a city tax, a library tax, an increment tax, and some of these other things I'm not even sure what they are. So you take that county tax and you multiply it by a positive 0.0028, you're going to pay $280 more on $100,000. So your tax rate is going to go from $688 to $968. Well, you're going to get a dividend if you live in the city of Evansville because this number is going to go down by this much, but look what it goes down by, $130. Look what your net payment is at the end of the day if you live in the city. This plan will increase your property taxes by $150 or 5.2%. You can plug any number in here, that number stays the same. So when they tell you, if you're a city resident, that your taxes, your tax rate's going to go down, your city tax rate is going to go down, they are being truthful. Your city tax rate is going to go down. But what they're not telling you is that you do pay county tax, and your county tax is going to go up, and the net effect of it is an increase in taxes for everybody, both county and city. You're talking about efficiency a while ago, about efficiency in government. Well, I went out and looked and see. Let's see what Harry Truman has to say. Whenever you have an efficient government, you have a dictatorship. Think about the difference between a strong mayoral position and three county commissioners that you have the ability to go talk to. Mario Cuomo said, democracy is not meant to be efficient, it's meant to be fair. Think about whether where we're going is more fair than where we've been. Why should you get involved? For all of these reasons. The plan has not been fully developed. We have no details about what it's going to do. It's being pushed as an answer, but without efficacy or efficiency. Reorganization is irreversible. This is a bridge you're going to cross and then burn it. You won't be able to go back. Studies that indicate that it is pursued for more political reasons, not civic ones. All studies indicate that higher taxes, larger government, decrease in services, decrease in participation. All studies indicate there's no bearing on economic development. This is another thing they're going to push. I got a friend of mine who's a developer in Vanderburgh County. He point blank told me this will have no bearing on his business except for one thing. If this goes through, all of his development will be outside Vanderburgh County because it's less costly. Questions?
Next person.